Alright, lesson 8.2 is rate of change. As you ride a bike up a hill, both your vertical distance, the rise, and your horizontal distance, the run, from the bottom of the hill change. You can measure the steepness of the hill by its slope, the ratio that compares the rise and run between 2 points on a hill. So we know that slope is the same as rate of change, and that's equal to your vertical change over your horizontal change, or your rise over run, which we also know is your change in y values divided by your change in x. So the slope is also called the rate of change of the linear function that models the hill. So if this is our function that models the hill, the rate of change is your vertical change, your change in your y values on your y-axis, over your horizontal change, which is your change in your x values. So the rate of change of a linear function is constant. That means it rises or falls at the same rate. Alright, finding rate of change from graphs. If we're asked to find the rate of change of the linear function that models the height of the zip line. So we're looking at, we can choose any 2 points. So we can choose this point is 250, this point is 225. So this is 0, 250, because our x value is 0 and our y value is 250. And this, our x value is 150 and our y value is 225. Alright, so we know that this goes up 25, or it falls 25. The change in our y values is a negative 25, and the change in our x values is 150. Alright, so that tells us a negative slope because we had a fall, a drop. And then that simplifies to be negative 1/6. So the rate of change for this zip line is negative 1/6. Alright, sometimes we need to identify equations of functions from graphs or tables. So if we're given this graph and we need to identify the equation, we need to pick which of these equations matches this graph. Well, the line goes this way. It starts in the upper left-hand corner and falls to the lower right-hand corner. So this tells me that I have a negative slope. Anytime the line is shaped that way, I have a negative slope. Well, this is the only equation with a negative slope, right? But let's check another thing. I also know that this equation has a y-intercept of 3. So either of these equations have a y-intercept of 3, but this has a positive slope, so I know that's not the equation. So this is the equation that matches this graph. Okay, so those are the things you need to know about rate of change in lesson 8.2.